let's talk project planning and yarn busting. Hello everyone, welcome to Creatively Crafty Me. I am Charlena, and today let's try and figure out what I'm going to do about my Christmas gifts. So I did say that for the first time and forever that I want to crochet Christmas gifts for people because that is something that I have never done. So I decided that I was going to go into my yarn stash because honestly, I do not want to purchase more yarn for these gifts because I do have a pretty large yarn stash. So I would like to kind of just use up as much of that yarn as I possibly can. So I pulled out a whole bin full of yarn and I'm going to go through these. I took these ones out particularly because I thought they would make good yarn. Because I thought I can use these yarns for projects. So I'm going to try and figure out what I'm going to make and for who. Firstly, let me give you a quick update on my Christmas blanket. So I have that in here too. I have made it this far in the blanket. I did finish that first skein of yarn. And my concern with this blanket was that I wouldn't have enough yarn. But I think that I will have enough of the bitty stripe yarn to finish the blanket. Let me see, where are my ends? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so this is where I'm currently at. The first skein did go, oh man. Oh, so I was able to get that much done from where my finger is down to the bottom with one skein of yarn, and that measured about 18 inches, maybe 17, 18 inches. So I decided to do the math. So if I can get 18 inches from one skein of yarn and I got 4 skeins total, then that would total out to be about 72 inches, which is about 6 feet, which is a perfect size for the blanket. I will have to pick out a yarn, but I do think I know what yarn I would use for a border because I was originally trying to use a different yarn as the alternate color, but it was too matchy to this. So I decided not to use that yarn. So I do think I will have enough of the bitty stripe yarn to finish the blanket, but I don't think I'm going to have enough of this Burnett Premier yarn to finish it. So I am not going to buy any more yarn. I went looking through my stash for something that would be close enough or like an ombre. I don't really mind it being a different shade. So I had this yarn in there. I'm not even really sure where I got this skein of yarn from, but I have this Craft Smart Value yarn, and this one is in the colorway Butter. So it's a different colorway. It's definitely lighter. It's a noticeable different color, but I did not mind it being lighter or darker than that yarn. So I'm going to finish the blanket out with this yarn so that I don't have to buy another skein of yarn. And that actually will help me get rid of, I will use 4 yarns for the 4 skeins for the blanket. Then this one skein, so that would be 5 skeins total for this. So that'd be 5, 6. So that would be 6, and then the alternate color that I'm going to use around the border. So that would that will remove 7 skeins of yarn from my stash, which I think is pretty good. And I really think that it's good that I will be able to make an entire blanket, you know, following a pattern that I wanted without having to purchase yarn. Although for this project, I was willing to purchase yarn. And it's not taking too long, so I may even be able to make a second one. So we'll see how that goes. So I have that. And that is a completed project I have enough yarn for. Then I also have these soft essential yarns. So I have 6 skeins of this in a gray, and this one is in the colorway charcoal. And I also have this red heart soft yarn. So this is soft essentials, and this is just soft. And this one is in the colorway grape. So I definitely know I have enough yarn to make a hat and scarf with this. And I'm thinking I should be able to make 2 hats and scarves with this. And I do think that I'm just going to crochet the hat and scarf up. And maybe I will be able to also make one with this. Now, I'm not really sure who I would give the purple one to, but I will figure that out. So I think I can use these for a hat and scarf. Then I also have this yarn here. This yarn I think is really pretty. This Premier Serenity Chunky yarn. I have this yarn here. This Premier Serenity Chunky yarn. I think it's so pretty. This one is a bulky 5-weight yarn, and this is in the colorway. What is the colorway? Oh, okay. So it just has a number for the colorway. But I have 3 skeins of this yarn, and I definitely want to at least make a scarf with this yarn. And I may have to find a coordinating yarn to make a hat. But I think this would make a really pretty chunky scarf. So I'm going to use all 3 of these skeins of yarn to make a scarf. So I'm going to do that. I took this out here, this peacock yarn from Hobie. I only have 1 skein of this yarn. It is, as you can see, like a fuzzy yarn. And I want to really use this yarn, but I don't know how I will use this. Like maybe I can use it as a border on a hat or something, but I don't know. So this is something else I pulled out, and I'm just going to sit to the side and hope that I can find something to make with this yarn. So as I'm finding patterns that I may want to do, I will include it with the yarns, like show you pictures of maybe what I want to do with the yarn. I have not yet decided what patterns I'm going to do. I do plan on making one just basic crochet beanie for my nephew. So I have black and gray yarn. And yeah, I'm just going to use that to make a basic hat and a basic scarf because I don't want it to be too frilly, too fancy. And it is for a young man who don't like things all extravagant. So I thought these would be a nice basic color. I did have a blue yarn I wanted to use, but I realized that I only had 1 skein of that yarn. I thought I had 2, but I only had 1. So I put that back. I also pulled out these here. I actually used this yarn here, this Lion Brand Heartland yarn, to make myself a vest. So this is all that I have left of this yarn. But I would like to use this yarn up. And then I have this single cake of this mandala tweed yarn. And that's what it looks like when it's worked up. So I was trying to figure out, would I be able to kind of mix that together and complete a project? I don't know how that will look, but it's something that I'm considering. So I don't know. We'll see how that works out if I find anything to make with this. Then I also have so I pulled out these basic stitch yarns from Lion Brand. I do believe that this originally was a kit that I purchased to make a scarf, like a hat and scarf. And I'm going to go back and see if I can find the pattern that you were supposed to make with this. It did also come with like a brown yarn. If I'm not mistaken, it was like a TL Yarn Craft kit. So I'm gonna see, maybe I could find that pattern and find that yarn, dig that yarn out and mix with this and make that project. I think it was a hat and scarf. I'm not 100% sure. And I did mention that I wanted to make some soap sacks. I do have other cotton yarn, but for right now I just pulled these out, and I'm going to start with these, just making basic soap sacks, single crochet soap sacks with like a loop or a handle to hang. And yeah, so that's my plan for now. I have not started any of these projects, but I will get them started soon because I do want to get these things done for Christmas. That was just a really quick update, trying to give you an idea of where my mind is and what I'm thinking I may want to do with these to get my crochet projects done for Christmas this year. So let's see how that works out. We'll see how much of this yarn. And I would actually really love to use up the majority of this yarn that I pulled out, and maybe even some more, because it would be nice to get some of this yarn out of my stash. Okay guys, so that's it. I just wanted to give you an update on what I was thinking and considering. If you want to see what I make with these yarns, then do come back, hit the subscribe button, stick around, and I will talk to y'all in the next video. Okay, bye.